three parts to it. So if you said for God's glory, that's also fine. But observing nature, discovering the laws of creation, using those laws for man's benefit, and then also to bring glory to God, that also works as well for it. Number 2, why are nutrients and water important for the process of metabolism? Hayden.
The organs need energy to like do what they have to do.
Alright, to carry, what do you call that life processes that it has to do? It's a thinking term. You have to know this from your book as well. It does start with an M. Metabolism. So yes, they need nutrients to make energy to carry on metabolism. Why do they need water? This is still Hayden's question, sorry. Don't worry, we'll get around to everyone.
Because it has nutrients or energy or whatever in it.
Why do you drink water? Okay. Why do you need water?
Because it hydrates us.
Yeah, so that way it puts fluid on the inside. Your cells need fluid. So that's just what it, so I know it's one of those that felt like it was overthinking it, but you just needed just for fluid. Alright, number 3, use the chart provided on page 5 to determine the meaning of each of the following words. Alright, I know, it's just, I have the screen turned off. It's on, but the screen is blanked out. Alright, it's okay. What are the meanings of each of the following words? Alright, we might divide this one up a little bit, this one's a little bit harder. Alright, exothermic. Jaden, what do you got for that one?
Outside heat.
Outside heat's correct. Alright, macrophage. What do you got for that one, Lana? Large eater. That's like a white blood cell. So they go around and they eat other things. Alright, hypodermis. Turn around, Hayden. Scott.
Hypodermis means under or below.
Good job. And then cytoskeleton. Danielle, what you got?
Cytoskeleton means cell body. I couldn't find the other word. Yeah, I couldn't find
Cytoskeleton just means like just skeleton. So it just wanted just cell skeleton. We'll talk about what a cytoskeleton is.
That's what I just said.
So we'll talk about what a cytoskeleton is when we talk about microorganisms or with microbiology. Number 4, contrast 3 types of symmetry. Alright, Jaden, you kinda got ripped off on that question, so we'll go back to you. Number 4.
I can't read my handwriting. Very sloppy.
Ooh, if you can't read your handwriting, then you have to redo it. You better figure it out.
What was the question?
Contrast 3 different types of symmetry.
Oh, yeah. One you can multiply into halves. Another you can get 2 that look alike. The last has no equal. Like you can get no equal halves. I didn't know how to really explain it in a short sentence because how much room I have.
Okay, so bilateral symmetry, what is that?
You're able to cut it in like down the middle and like.
Good job. You're gonna have right and left half. What is radial symmetry?
Where you can cut it into a bunch of.
Yeah, so it's like a circle to where it doesn't matter how you cut it, you're still gonna get the equal halves. And then what is asymmetry?
No matter how you cut it, you're not.
Good job. Alright, number 5. How can I identify animal tracks and help in the study of living things? Lana.
Identifying animal tracks helps aid in the study of living things because one can identify the size, gender, and the animal itself.
Good job. And why do we use tracks to help study large animals? Because do large animals typically like to be around people? No. So we can study their behavior by looking to see what are they doing with their tracks. Because typically if they hear a person, they decided they want to be somewhere else. Alright, number 6. When performing an investigation, what should you do after completing your experiment? It's making sure you know the 6 steps. Danielle. Number 6.
I'm having like some problem with the question.
Alright, number 6. When performing an investigation, what should you do after completing your experiment? So your experiment is done. What's the next step?
After you finish your experiment, you should always clean up
Okay. Yes, but according to the 6 steps of the scientific method, what comes after finishing your experiment? Analyze data. So you want to look to see, okay, was I right, was I wrong? So record and analyze your data. But you're right, you should clean up. So that is also good. Number 6, when performing an investigate. Oh, I already did that one. Number 7, why is it important for many scientists to separately test the hypothesis? Lynn's turn. I can't hear you. Say it again. Okay, because remember, what's the magic number in science? How many times did you test something? 3 times. It'll come, they want to make sure that it's correct. What do you call a hypothesis once other scientists start to think that your hypothesis is correct? What do we call it? Evie? A theory. So that's the reason why they want to double check to make sure, did you really get this answer? And then number 8, what is the main distinction between deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning? Scott?
Deductive reasoning is going from general to specific, and inductive reasoning is going from specific.
Good job. So they just go basically the opposite directions for it. Alright, you go ahead and put away your homework. Take out a piece of paper because we're reviewing for your test tomorrow. You want to make sure you're taking really good notes. If you do not know it today, you need to know it by tomorrow. So make sure you're following along. Don't zone out. We'll play this game for a little while. We're going to swap over to a different game later on from it. Alright, so you know what to do. You know how this game is played. We played this a bunch already before. So let's just go through your book and just start working. I think I'm going to start at the most recent stuff and go backwards. So that's typically the harder stuff. So we'll start there and go the opposite direction from it. Alright, so what is anything that can be, that provides a partial representation of something else? Oh. Sure to close up your book so you can't be accused of cheating. Go. Okay, that was Jaden. Model. Take it.
21.
Alright, which one is it? When it's the type of reasoning that goes from specific to a more general type of reasoning. So it goes from a specific evidence to more general conclusion. What type of reasoning is that? Go. Okay, that was Danielle.
Deductive.
Not deductive. Evie?
Deductive.
Inductive.
15.
So remember, inductive goes from specific evidence to more general. Alright, so which one is it that goes from general to a more specific conclusion? What type of reasoning is that then? Go.
Deductive.
That's deductive, so just be careful.
Number 10.
Number 10. Alright, what do you call a conclusion based on reasoning from evidence? Go. Scott. Inference. 19. What do you call the study of reasoning? Go. Jaden.
Study of logic.
Good job. Logic is correct. Go ahead and pick your number.
Number 7.
Number 7. Let's see. What do you call people who study logic? Go. Okay, that was Jaden.
Logicians.
Logicians.
32.
Alright, let's see. Alright, who's the father of the scientific method? Go. That's Lynn. So Francis Bacon. 16. Remember, for the test, just make sure I tell everybody, I want first and last name. So sometimes different teachers just want last name, but I want first and last name. Just be sure you know Sir Francis Bacon or just Francis Bacon. Alright. Don't write Sir Bacon, Sir Bacon's the title. Alright, what are the 3, okay, you should be able to do the 3 main parts. What are the 3 main parts of the scientific method? Go. Scott.
Observing, hypothesizing,
Good job.
24.
Alright, alright, you're not gonna have them tomorrow, but who thinks they can give all the 6 steps of the 6 smaller steps of the scientific method without looking? Like how on Friday, how I had pieces of paper up on them, so that way you can't cheat. Same thing's happening tomorrow, so make sure, but I'll do it ahead of time so I don't have to ask Scott to awkwardly help me put them up. So, if you're thinking, I'm gonna cheat, no you're not, so just make sure if you cheat now that you know before tomorrow. What are the 6 small steps? Go!
That was Jaden.
Ask a question, state a problem, I know there's one before hypothesis.
Is there?
Conduct research. For my hypothesis. Conduct experiment. Analyze data. Report results.
Good job. So you kind of said gather information and conduct research as two different steps. Just be careful, that's one step. But you have the right idea that you need to gather information before you form your hypothesis. Okay.
26.
Alright. What is a sensible explanation for the world around you, or your best guess, or an educated guess? Go. That was Danielle. That's the hypothesis.
29.
29. Alright, let's see, what do we call just facts about nature? Go. Cheater. Data. 28. What do you call, alright, we kind of said this earlier, but just so that way we're doing it as part of the review. What do you call a way of explaining an object or event by using a set of facts? This is whenever other scientists start to accept your hypothesis. What do we call it at that point? Go. Hardcore cheater. Judy. Theory. Do you remember what it's called then whenever it stood the test of time, and as far as we know it's never ever 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 been proven wrong? Law.
13.
Alright. This is going to be a harder one. But according to the Linnaeus classification system, who thinks they can go from the most broad to the most specific category? Remember, there's 7 levels for it. You're starting at most broad, going to most specific. First person to raise your hand. Go! What is on?
Kingdom, island, past, order, family, genus,
Good job. Perfect.
line.
Alright, there are 2 parts to a scientific name. What are they? Trying to watch everyone at once. Go! People are just faster than others. Daniel.
Genus and species.
Good job. Which one's capitalized?
Genus.
And which one's italicized? Good job.
22.
Alright, let's see. We've gone over that. We've gone over that. Alright. What was Linnaeus's first 2 kingdoms? Go. Evie. Good job. Let's see. What organisms are in Planty? Yeah, plants that carry on photosynthesis, and then what organisms are in Animalia or Animalia? Animal. Good job. Was that 17? Alright. So there are 4 kingdoms today. Name one of the other kingdoms and what's inside of it. Go. It's gotta be faster, Glenn. Alright.
Fungi.
What's a fungi? Yes. 34. Alright, what's another one? Go. Glenn. What was that? What's in it? Yes. The real bacteria, let's say. Is that 9? Okay. What is another one? Go. Alright, Hayden.
Archibacteria.
Good job. What's in that one?
The ones that can survive extreme measures or places or things.
Okay, extreme environments, but what survives it? Like,
Bacteria?
good job. You just said things. I wanted to make sure you knew what organisms we're talking about.
18.
18. Alright, what is, there's one more. Alright, what's the last kingdom and the organisms that live in it? Go. Evie. Good job, what's in it? Good job. So it's those microscopic ones. Let's see. Oh, I didn't ask this earlier. Who's remembered as the father of taxonomy? Good. Okay, that was on.
Linnaeus something.
Okay, I'll take it. Carlos Linnaeus. But remember, it's spelled a little bit funkier. Just be careful.
14.
14. Let's see. What do we call a distinct type of organism? Go. That was Judy. A distinct type of organism.
I'm confused. confused with the question. Is there like a more specific way to ask the question?
So if you're talking about, like, instead of talking about all the dogs everywhere, you're talking about, like, the gray wolf specifically.
Species?
Yep. There's a distinct type of organism, species.
27.
27.
Yeah, that's where it was last time.
Was it? I'll have to move it later then, so I'll have to remember this one and move it around. Alright, we're going to do the dice game now. Because we're doing a long review, we're going to set the first person to 50. So be sure to keep track of your dice rolls. That's all you want.
Wait, do we use the same points that we did last time?
What? I cleaned them, so they're safe, so don't worry about it. Oh, which one I use? Which color?
Do we do the same ones as last time, like this board and add it to those? Wait, we don't do points for that. You just get to pick.
Yeah, so
Oh, you get the clear one I wanted. You got the clear one. That's what I wanted. I love the clear one.
Oh, there's two clear ones.
I'm gonna say there's two of every color. So once you have someone pick one of the color, then that's it.
She got red. I wanted a clear one. What you know?
Okay, I only have two of the colors. Wait. Remember, if you get too overly distracted, Jaden, we'll have to put it away and you can't play anymore. Alright, so we'll just start with Evie, because I think I started with Danielle last time. So we'll start with Evie. Alright, what is the science of classification? What's the science of classification? So putting animals in like what? Taxonomy. Oh yes. Alright, let's see. What is the primary basis for classifying living things? I'm hearing a lot of dice, so make sure you keep your dice still. You may get it, Jaden. But remember, it needs to stay still on your paper so that way it's not distracting you or other people. Be careful, you have to go around. Okay, you good. Careful. Alright, what's the primary basis for classifying living things? Glenn. What do we look at to put animals in the different categories? Alright, we name them based off that, but how do we decide that the gray wolf goes in the animal kingdom, it goes in the carnivore family, the carnivore class, and so on and so on? Alright, so someone help you out. Someone raise your hand. Alright.
Tracks.
Not tracks, Jaden.
The way like their body structure is and what like if they have fur. Like
Body
what they eat.
structure. So write that down good for you. So it's primarily based on body structure. So like all the birds have feathers. That's one of the primary things. I just looked at to see if you have feather, you're gonna be type of bird. Alright. No, you just left that room. Sorry. Alright, so Scott's turn. Alright, who was the first person to use the word species? He came up with it. John Ray. Alright, let's see. Alright, so name 3 rules for working in like a science lab setting.
Wear masks, gloves, and apron.
Okay, so wear
That's
safety.
one rule.
Okay, what's another one?
If you spill something, tell the teacher.
Good job.
Never eat or drink.
Perfect. So there's a bunch of them, but just make a note of those. So read your instructions, follow your teacher instructions. If you break something, tell your teacher never, ever, 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 ever eat anything in the lab. Roll. Alright, we're talking about different types of environments. What do you call a water environment in general?
Aquatic.
Aquatic? Roll. Alright, what do you call, or give an example of a freshwater environment?
Wait, what?
Give an example of a freshwater environment.
A lake?
Yep, so pond, lake, river, stream.
Something.
Give an example of a marine environment.
Ocean?
Ocean or sea, so anything that has salt. Alright, tricky track of points. What do you call the area between the highest and lowest point of the highest and lowest point on the tides at the beach? So it's back to Evie's turn. Intertidal zone. Alright, it needs to stay still, Danielle. What do you call the hot springs in the ocean floor that help warm the areas around it, Glenn? Called what?
How fast would half of these sound?
Okay, what do you remember what means below from the chart? Sorry, what means water? Alright, someone help him out. Alright, Hayden.
Hydrothermal vent.
Good job. So hydro means water, thermal means heat, and then vent is just a vent. So hydrothermal vent. So just make sure you study those terms. Jaden needs to stay still so you won't get distracted. Alright, what do you call the large living formations that you find in the ocean? They're made of little bitty living organisms, but they all work together to build these giant structures underneath the water. Cories. Alright, over to Hayden. Let's see, what's a way we use to study? I said Hayden, sorry, I meant Jaden. Sorry, Jaden, because y'all's names rhyme. Jaden, how do we study larger animals that don't want to be studied? Yes. Alright, what do you, give an example of a arboreal animal? Yep.
Bird.
Good job. So a bird or a squirrel, because they live primarily where?
Countries.
Good job. Let's see, what do you call that inactive state? So where trees and some animals will go to sleep for the winter. What do we call that? Dormant. Alright, what do you call an animal that's mainly awake at night?
Nocturne.
What do you call an animal that's mainly awake during the day?
Dying.
Good job. What do you call an organism's home? Okay, that's the area surrounding their home. Habitat, and you're right, the environment is the area surrounding it. Let's see, what do you call environments on land? Jaden, didn't I already tell you to keep that still? Say it again. Terrestrial. Alright, roll over your dice. Oh, you did? Okay. Let's see. There are 3 different types of symmetry. We've already gone over this, I just want to make sure. Symmetry. Good job. Alright, what is an example of bilateral for people? For... Alright, so people was for bilateral. What would be an example for radial?
Okay. Oh, I.
Okay, and then
You can cut into each one. Pieces all the way around.
that works. And then for asymmetrical.
Amoeba.
Good job. Alright, what is the word for plant life?
Flora.
Good job. And then for animal life?
Fauna.
Good job. Alright, let's see, going back to way at the beginning. What do you call the process by which life continues through the generation of new organisms? What do you call the process by which life continues through the generation of new organisms? So you have the parents, they're making the offspring, but what do we call that process? Yep. Oh my, you did it really quick. It was an accident. It flipped out of your hand. Wait.
Put your hand under the ball.
Don't fall off the desk.
She's got long nails. I tried to do that.
Alright, you can roll. Alright, what do you call a stable internal environment that your body has to have on the inside? This is way back here at the beginning.
A stable internal
A
environment.
stable internal environment.
Habitat? I don't know.
Alright, someone raise your hand, help her out. Stable internal environment. Homeostasis. Write it down if you didn't know. Homeostasis. Internal environment. So like keeping your, yeah, so homeostasis, like you need to keep like your body at a certain temperature. Alright, look over to Evie. What do we call the transmission of characteristics from parent to offspring? This is why baby cats look like the mommy cat in a lot, or the daddy cat in most cases, not all the time. Alright, someone help her out? Heredity. Alright, so heredity. Let's see. What is the sum of all the chemical processes of life? Glenn. Metabolism. Let's see. What are substances in food that provide an organism with energy? Good job. What do you call how a plant makes its own food? What do you call that process? Photosynthesis. What is, let's see, another fancy word for eating? That's how you get food.
Digestion.
Okay, that's how you break it down in your stomach. What's the fancy word for just eating? This one is way back here at the beginning of the book. Alright? Danielle?
Ingested.
Ingesting. Alright, what is this one's hard. Whenever your body takes the nutrients from the food and makes energy from them. What do we call that? It's combining nutrients with oxygen to make energy.
Metabolism?
Not metabolism. Alright, Jaden?
I don't know.
Oh, there's your hand.
What was
Scott?
the question?
Okay, that's the chemical. What do you call the process whenever they're making ATP or making energy? What do you call that process? They're taking the nutrients and oxygen and putting them together.
Metabolism?
Nope, that's the sum of all your chemical processes on the inside. Anybody else want to guess? Ooh, that means everyone needs to write this down then. Glenn? Nope, that's what you get to get energy. Alright, cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. I know it's been a while since we've talked about this term. Cellular respiration. Alright, Danielle, what do we call the chemical form of energy? Yes. Yes, you may. What do you call the chemical energy that your body makes from nutrients? You're listening, I said it a minute ago.
Metabolism?
Not metabolism. Alright, anybody else remember? It's a okay, wait. It's a series of 3 letters, so that might help you out.
ATP.
ATP, roll.
I was gonna say a toilet paper.
Oh, what? Yeah.
A toilet.
Alright, let's see. Back over to Evie. Alright, what is one of the purposes of science? Went over this, going over those questions, but officially, what's one of the purposes of science?
God's glory.
Yeah, God's glory, discovering the laws of nature for man's benefit and preserving nature. Alright, what's the study of living things, Glenn?
The study of living things?
Living things in general. Alright, what means life? Do you remember from the chart? It's okay. Alright. Bio means life, and what means study?
Biology.
So, what is the study of living things?
Biology.
Good job, biology. Alright, back over to Scott. What is the name for a living thing? Organism. Alright, let's give Jaden for right now. What is the study of animals in particular?
Zoology.
Zoology. Alright, what is the study of plants? Botany. What is the study of microscopic, what is the study of microscopic organisms? What?
I said microorganism.
Okay, what's the study of the microorganism?
Microbiology.
Good job.
Microbiology.
Yeah, so just listen to the question. Don't write too fast on the test. Make sure you're paying attention. What is the study of the organism and reacting with their surroundings? Ecology. Alright, what is the study of the organism's shape and structure? Glenn. What's the study? Oh, sorry. Organism shape and structure. So like the parts of your arm. What? Good job, that's it. But yes, good job. Alright, so what is it, how it functions then? What? Physiology. I thought you said zoology for a second, but no, that's not it. Let's say how an organism structure functions is physiology. Alright, what is the smallest unit of a living thing? Still gonna skip Hayden. Jaden. Alright, Hayden.
Cell?
Cells. What do you call an organism that's made up of a single cell, like an amoeba? Good up, unicellular organism. What do you call an organism like you, Danielle, that's made up of many different types of cells all together?
Huh?
What do you call an organism like you that are made up of many different types of cells? What do you call a living thing, first off?
Oh! Biology.
Okay, no, what do you call just a living thing?
A living thing
Just a
is
living thing.
cell?
Alright, help her out, Aiden.
Confusing.
Are we still on the question about the person's cell thing?
Yeah, what do you call it?
Multicellular organism?
Multicellular organism is made up of many cells and it's an organism. So if it's a person or an animal thing with many cells, it is a Multicellular. I think we've covered all the questions. I'm just making sure. But I think we covered pretty much everything on your test, which is good. So that means we can go back and keep drilling to make sure that you know your stuff.
More
I'm only at
games.
20.
What? What?
More games. I'm
No.
only at 25.
No, we're not done yet. I still have 15 more minutes. I just want to make sure I covered everything on the test at least first, the one-time group, so we can make sure we get through everything. Yes.
Pretty sure Jamie's not even doing anything. I'm pretty sure she's just organizing her locker.
Okay, we'll check her in a little bit. This is for you though. Alright, so going back over to Evie, what is anything that provides a partial representation of something else? Model. Alright, Glenn, 50-50 shot. What type of reasoning is it if you're going from specific evidence to a more general conclusion? Specific to more general. Is it inductive or deductive? You have 50-50 shot here. It is, wait. It is inductive. Good job. So if you're going from specific to general, inductive. You're going from general to specific, deductive. So be careful for that. All right. I think what's a harder one. All right. What is the study of reasoning? Logic. Good job. All right, Hayden. What do you call the people that study logic?
Logicians.
Oh, you got that one earlier, didn't you?
Magician.
Sorry.
So
yeah,
did
no
I.
magician.
I win in the second grade.
Okay, just making sure you were okay, because we've had a good, we missed a lot of questions, I wanna make sure you're ready for the test. Alright, what do you call the type of reasoning, a conclusion based on reasoning from evidence? We'll go back to you, Hayden, Hayden, sorry, you're Hayden again.
Just like, are we going back over some other questions?
Yeah, we already went through everything else that was on the test, so we're going back and just making sure at this point. Not logic. Conclusion based on reasoning from evidence. I already asked this question earlier, you should have written it down if you didn't know it then.
Someone else wants to answer that, I don't know.
Well, you should pay attention if someone else answers it. That doesn't mean you don't know it. If you hear someone answer your question and you didn't know the question, you should still write it down because you need to know it.
That was logic.
It's not logic. Alright, Hayden?
Reference or whatever it's called.
Inference. Write it down. Inference. That's one reason why we play these review tissue.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, that's why we play if you hear someone answer a question and you didn't know it, make sure you write it down. Don't just sit there and just think, oh, I'm glad they got that question, because you need to make sure you're studying for your test. Okay, what is, I skipped over the second by accident. What do you call in the scientific method, what is that one factor that is different? So, I think it's Hayden's turn especially.
Independent variable?
Independent variable. How many independent variables should a good experiment have? One. Only one. Roll. What's the variable, Danielle, that you're looking at to see if it's changing, to see if your experiment is, like, if your hypothesis is correct or not? Dependent variable is the one you're depending on or looking at. Alright, what do you call other variables that should be the exact same as everything else in your experiment? Okay, that's what you're looking at to see, okay, what's changing? What controlled variables? Controlled variables, not controlled groups. Some of you wrote that on the quiz. So we'll give you a quiz back in a little bit. Make sure it's controlled variables. Alright, what do you call the group on which your test is being performed for your experiment? What do you call that? So it's Glenn's turn. Okay, nope, that's your theory. I mean, that's like your best educated guess over what's happening in your experiment. What do you call that group that you're actually testing? Alright, help them out, Jaden. Experimental group. Alright, what do you call a group in which the independent variable is absent? So this is the one that you're using for comparison, Scott. That's the control group. Let's see, okay, now we're back to the other one. Alright, what is a sensible explanation for your experiment?
Theory? Hypothesis?
Which one?
Hypothesis?
Hypothesis. Alright, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. What is, Danielle, what is facts about nature?
Data.
Data. Data. Technically one T, so data. Data has two T's. Alright, what is the way of explaining an event or object using a set of facts?
Theory?
theory. And then whenever it stood the test of time, Danielle, what do we call
Law.
it? That's a law. Alright, we'll skip over the 6 steps for right now. Yes, hate it. Jaden, sorry.
You were able to put my dice back.
When the game is over. So I don't know if we'll have time for another one, but you need to make good choices and to not play with it.
4 points.
I'm sorry.
I got 1 and a 3.
I'm sorry. People will hopefully catch up soon. If we don't wrap it up soon, I'll have to wrap it up so whoever has the highest at that point if no one hits 50 by the time the game ends. Alright, what is the primary basis for classifying living things? I think it's Danielle's turn.
Oh, she just
I just went.
Oh, I'm sorry. Evie! What's the primary basis for classifying living things? Okay, you're right, the scientific name, but what do scientists look at to say, okay, this one goes in the bird category? You have a question, Hayden?
No.
No, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Body structure. Alright, what is the science of classification? Lynn. Science of classifying organisms. What do we call that? Taxonomy. Roll. This is your warning. Make sure it stays still. Alright, what are the 7 levels of the Linnaeus classification section? I know Lana did it earlier, but now it's your chance.
Human, fast, order, animal.
Perfect. Alright, let's see. What is the 2 original kingdoms that Linnaeus came up with?
Quarantine and Molly.
Good job. What is the stable internal environment that living cells must maintain to survive?
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis. Good job remembering now. What do you call the sum of all of life's processes? The sum of all of life's chemical processes on the inside of your body. So like this is all the stuff that your body's doing right now. So like digestion, you have the nerve. Oh wait, that's passive genetic information. Your sum of all of your chemical life processes on the inside. Metabolism is correct. Roll, yes, metabolism is correct. Alright, I mean you get the slightly harder one. What do you call the process then whenever your body takes the nutrients and oxygen and makes energy? What do you call the process by when your body takes nutrients?
Photophosphorylation.
Good job. Way to find it on your paper. That's why you write them down, so it'll help you out. Let's see. I'm making sure we covered everything. I think we did. I just want to make sure. Anyone have any questions about the different types of environments as a side note?
I have 45.
I don't have any questions about the different types of environments. No, let's take one more shit. I'm just making sure.
One more question, please.
Alright.
Each, that's fine.
No, we'll probably get through it. Alright, what are the 3 different types of symmetry?
Let's say bilateral.
Bilateral is correct.
That's what it is.
Yep. What's the one that's a circle that you chop into many different types? Radial. Good job. Alright, Glenn, what are the 6 steps to the scientific method? 6 small steps. Okay, what was the first one? Use your eyeballs. Ask a question, what's the last one? Use your eyeballs. Okay, when are you gonna know these? Make sure you know them. Roll your dice. Alright, what is the distinct type of organism? Species. What are the 2 parts to a scientific name?
Genes and species.
Good job. What is the father of taxonomy?
Carlos Linnaeus.
Linnaeus. Yeah, Carlos Linnaeus. Let's see. What is the study of animals? Good job. What do you call an organism that's made up of many cells?
Multicellular organism.
Good job. Roll your dice. What'd you get?
I
I have 52 now.
Yay! Alright, so let's go ahead now and let's finish up looking on page 33 in your book so we can go through these just like a practice really quick. Yes.
Wait, how many do other?
But she made it to 50, so we said the first one to 50 wins. So you gotta strike up your point. How do you want to say how many points you had, Lana? Okay, that's okay.
I have 36.
Alright, so over to page 33, so I guess we can go through these, because these are good questions to ask as well for it. So, turn over to page 33, Jaden. That means you. So let's go through these, because they'll help you out. So, we've played through a couple different review games for it, but we've covered almost everything. Alright, thinking back over it, what is your first possible essay though for your test? Anyone remember? What was the first possible essay? Good job. So for your first test, what is the second possible essay, Lana? Yes, so make sure you can list them all out. Alright, let's look at the identify number 2 on that page. The 5 main characteristics common to all living things. Alright, Scott, name one. Alright, somebody else name one. Glenn. What? Breathes? Breathes. Alright. That would be under like metabolism. So metabolism's one. Alright, what's another thing that's common to all living things?
Wait, did he say breathe there?
He said breathing. So
Okay.
metabolism, all life processes.
Most of them can walk.
Okay, movement or response to changes. What's another one? Danielle?
Well,
How do you tell a living thing from a non-living thing? What is it doing?
because it can most of the time talk or make noise.
A living?
Okay, that would be the idea of responses to change. Alright, Lynn?
Like,
Okay, so that's again responses to change or metabolism. So organized body structure, it grows, reproduction, metabolism, or everything that does to stay alive, and responses to change. Alright, look at number 3. 5 rules to follow during science labs. It doesn't matter which ones you pick. Let's just go through these. These are some of them you need to know. Okay.
Wear safety clothes,
Wait,
protection.
wait. Let's divide it up. So yes, that's one. Wear safety equipment. What's another one?
Don't eat them.
Never eat. What's another one?
The third thing is also to never, like if you do break something, please tell the teacher before she gets very mad.
Yeah, that works. Alright, what's another one, Glenn? What? Okay, yeah, so she said don't eat, so don't drink. Alright, anyone think of a last one? Alright, Jen? What if I have instructions posted up? What should you do? Follow the instructions or read your instructions. Alright, let's say number 4, the pioneer of taxonomy, who was the first to clearly include defined species? Glenn. You're thinking of scientific method. It's taxonomy. He's the father of taxonomy. This one's asking John Ray, you got there. Alright, the 7 main levels of taxonomy from least specific to most specific. So most broad to most narrow. Alright, Hayden, you haven't had a turn saying these yet.
Kingdom, fauna, class, order, family, genus, species.
You don't want to say them, Danielle, just make yourself feel better? Did you raise your hand? You want to say them?
kingdom, class, order, family, species.
Good job. Jaden, what are they? We'll just go through people so everyone can say them. 7 levels of Linnaeus.
Kingdom, family, class, ordered, family, genus.
Good job. Evie.
Kingdom, family, class, order, family, species.
Ooh,
Or
skip.
genus.
There you go. Alright, Glenn.
Kingdom, family, class, order, family, genus.
Perfect. Alright, the scientist who introduced the scientific method. Lana. Oh,
Francis Bacon.
good job. And the 3 main parts of any scientific method. Name the first one, Scott. What?
Oh, the main parts?
Yeah, for the main parts. Observation. What's the second major category?
Hypothesizing.
What's the last one?
Did they say observation and hypothesis?
Yep, what's the last one?
Experimentation.
Good job. Alright, well, just a couple more questions just to double check a couple of things, but I think we've covered pretty much everything. So, birds and animals and insects are in what kingdom, Danielle? Which kingdom?
Asylum. Wait, what?
Which kingdom? Remember there's the 6 kingdoms. Which one contains birds, insects, and animals? Animalia. Alright, if it contains the studying on the test. So if you took good notes, you should be fine for tomorrow. But make sure you're studying your good notes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've covered every single question on this test. So make sure you're ready, be studying for it. How do plants make their own food? Good job. How do we take our food and make energy from it? I've asked this question like twice so far, at least. Mom. Nope.
I'm the one that got it. I'm the one that missed it.
Cellular respiration. So make sure that you know that. I think we've literally covered everything. Alright, you don't have any homework because you have your test tomorrow. Make sure you are studying and staying on top of it. So you take that piece of paper and you study it to make sure that you know everything that you're supposed to. And study your essay. Remember, essay number 1 is over what? The different types of symmetry. So essay number 2 is over scientific method. Bring your dice with you for your week. Don't forget your candy if you want.
You want candy?
She won the treasure chest.
I thought she was joking to just get candy.
No.
Alright, what color you want? Alright, have a good day.
I'm not a false winner.
I know, but I thought Jaden was joking that she wants, so she should just get candy.
No, I'm gonna put it back.